All right, guys, welcome to a case study of the trade I caught this morning, Monday morning, the 13th of March. I caught it during London session. Hold up, I have to do one more thing real quick, and that's the entry time and the exit time of a 1 to 5. Where I took my partial. So the entry time was 8:23. I have to journal that real quick. 8:23. And the exit time was over here tap. You can see that. 9:05 and 1 to 5 got hit at 9:15. 9:05. All right, so let's dive into this trade. First of all, let's start on the high time frame. Let's talk about the candles and the bias we had. So initially, I said yesterday I want to see price coming back into this block, and from there we want to buy and sell, right? But as soon as we open and immediately after I ended the forecast, I was like, hold up, we have this previous weekly highs. We have so much bullshit about the dollar and their banks. Uh, so I thought to myself, all right, well, we can also immediately sell without like waiting for price to come back in here and then come above. So price took out previous weekly highs, previous daily highs. So we took a large pool of liquidity. Then in addition to that, we tapped into this 1 hour order block over here. We took out some more internal range liquidity. We had this overall buy to sell move. So I'm using slightly different concepts now in my trading. I'm adding that to my Viper style. So it's like a mixture of deeper supply and demand, Viper style, and also some ICT knowledge I'm using now. And I hope this will like improve my trading. I think it will. Well, more knowledge is not the best knowledge, but more rules is always good. So then going lower, what can we see? So we have this trend line down here. We have this market open gap over here. We'll show you on the lower time that it was not completely filled. Completely filled yet. So we got our last like buy to sell move over here. So that swept liquidity. And inside there we had these POIs. And we have this high, and this high stands basically for all this liquidity that's been taken during Asia. And then in line with, as I said, the previous weekly highs, previous daily highs. That's like a solid setup for a short trade. Then we can also see that we closed the below that liquidity pool. We wicked through and then we closed below. Same for that 1 hour POI. Going down lower, same story. Actually strong close, and then we were fair correctional. Over here you can see that we didn't completely fill that new weekly open gap. So that was initially my target. Now, I wasn't quite sure, to be honest, with the strategy or with this new entry model I'm using. Well, it's my entry model, but I'm just using a different entry point. That's the only thing that changed. I was not quite sure with this new entry point, let's say call it like that, where I had to target 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5. So I had to ask that. They initially said 1 to 3, but I saw a lot of trades playing out 1 to 4, 1 to 5. So I target 1 to 4. Also, like because I'm mixing it with my own style, I would still target 1 to 5. Then mixing it with the knowledge. We have this 15-minute POI over here. Or yeah, so I'm not breaking down the target. I will break it down later. Sorry. So let's go over the entry then. So we took the liquidity, previous daily highs, previous weekly highs taken, and on this feed we can see that Asia high was not taken, or maybe by 0.1 pip, but on MT4. So yeah, here you can see it like literally point 0.2 pips. So that's nothing. But on the other feeds it was slightly more, and we have the rule break is break, take is taken. So for me that was all right. Knowing that we had some liquidity over here inside. We had a bearish break followed by a bullish break. So we had our early sellers. See, it's the same entry, Joe. And then instead of using like 1 minute, I stayed on the 5 minute. And I marked out this swing low as a break. If you go to you go to the 1 minute, there's no difference. See? this is what I would use before. 1 minute break, and then I would look to enter from here. And that's the thing that changed. So that's the only thing actually that changed, is that I take the buy to sell move. So I take the buy move that caused the sell move, and I use the 50% of that to look for my entry. So here you see it, previous daily highs, previous weekly high, Asia high taken, early sellers, then 5 minute market shift or a break of structure, whatever you want to call it. Probably some people will recognize this where I got this from. I won't call it because I'm still in Vipers, and I'm like, I learned the most of my trading I learned from Vipers, so I'm like loyal to that. Yeah. So and then we came down, and as I said, I was not quite sure where to target because I saw a lot of people want to target from 1 to 3. But look at this. Same with the long from last week. Oh, I didn't take a long, but there was like the long idea. The long idea is that we took so much liquidity, we can target the highs. Same here, we took so much liquidity to the high at the highs, we can target some lows, right? So I was initially a bit scared to, because they said 1 to 3, and I was like, no, I don't want 1 to 3. I want more from the market. I can get more from the market, especially in this situation, right? So we had this fair value gap, and I was saying to myself, like, all right, we have this fair value gap, but what is this fair value gap? What is above this fair value gap? What is below this fair value gap? Now, well, below this fair value gap, we have our weekly open gap, and we have Asia low. Above this fair value gap, we don't have much liquidity. It's way too far away. So therefore, I closed, but still being conservative because they said 1 to 3, I said 1 to 5. I closed 80% at 1 to 4, and let the rest run to 1 to 6.7. Now we can see price coming back. There's another area we can look to sell from. However, I'm not trading New York anymore. So overall, what can we see? Maybe either this. However, yeah, I have dollar weakness, but if we go to DXY, the DXY, yeah, we can see we're in this bearish range, and we can look to long from either this or this area. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm not used to using DXY. This is something new as well, but we can see maybe price now continue up higher. And that lines up with my own analysis that we have this order block over here, buy to sell move over here, but essentially this order block and this fair value gap, and that's my main target. Above this liquidity, you have this fair value gap we can target. So meaning DXY coming up means euro going down. All right, that was the breakdown. Hope made sense. Using some new concepts, but for me it's super clear until now. Well, there's still some question marks, but it will come over time. And I'm looking to like mix this with my own style, because I don't know if there would be short with their style, but this match my own style, and that's how I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be my own flavor, my own sauce. It's gonna be super sick. I'm super excited to do this. Yeah, catch you guys on the recap tonight. Peace out.